Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Beauty Brief, your go-to podcast for all things makeup and beauty. Today, we are doing a special bonus episode of the podcast where we go through and grade different holiday beauty collections which have been launched so far. As always, I'm your host, MaddiePeed, and let's get into it. Okay, so to lay this out fully, we have Fenty Beauty, Hourglass, Summer Fridays. The different categories we are grading on are packaging and creativity, shade/formula variety, price and value, theme execution/festivity, gifting potential, and hype factor and desirability. We are obviously grading everything A through F. I'm going to grade each individual category to then average it all out and give each makeup collection a final grade. Also, guys, I have my Christmas cat shirt on, so the vibes are good. The vibes are high. Up first on the chopping block, we have Fenty Beauty. Now, right off the bat, running through their products, there are a lot of them, which can be a tad overwhelming in a video format like this, because we have to run through them all. But as a consumer standpoint, then you have a lot more variety to choose from. So to run through these at a decent pace, we have the Butter Drop Whipped Oil Body Cream. I don't know why I always struggle with that name. Whipped Oil Body Cream. The order of those words, Whipped Oil Body Cream, it's just... what was that? Whatever. Anyways, it just doesn't roll off the tongue. This is in the scent Vanilla Dream, which is a limited edition. And from my understanding, this is a relaunch of a previous limited edition shade. This one is $61. Moving on, there's a mini version of the Whipped Oil Butter. Oh my God. Whipped Oil. You know what I mean? The Whipped Oil Body Cream. This is in a new scent. There is Naughty Nutmeg and Warm Cinnamon. I believe Warm Cinnamon already existed actually, but this is $48 and it made me LOL. What? Anyways, it made me LOL because it is $48 with a $48 value. Okay, we're just going to leave that there. Moving on, there's the Chocolate Treats Lip Luminizer and Lip Duo, $36, which is a $40 value. Now, this is a limited edition. It's a limited edition scent in cacao. The Lip Luminizer is a pre-existing shade. There is a Skincare Lovers set, is a cleanser, toner, SPF moisturizer, and it is $75 with an $80 value. There's the Plush Puddin' Intense Recovery Lip Mask, which is $34. They have two different scents. There's salted caramel and cacao. I haven't tried her lip mask actually, but I've heard really good things. There's the new Glossy Posse, the Lip Vault. No, this isn't the Lip Vault. JK. This is just the Glossy Posse 3-piece lip luminizer set. People always really look forward to this. Either way, this is $61 with the $66 value. There are two new Gloss Bomb stacks, which is obviously a new product she's doing. It's like the 3-layered gloss bombs. I'm on the fence about them. That's just my opinion. Either way, there's Sugar Plums and Spiked Hot Chocolate. I didn't really include why I'm on the fence about them. I just feel like the shades mixed together and then it's kind of redundant, like the 3 different layers. Although mixed together, it could be a really nice shade, but you'll see why I'm skeptical in a minute. Anyways, there is the return of a fan favorite limited edition shade in Fenty Glow Fantasy as well. So that's a 3-piece set. There's the Gloss Bomb Swirl Twisted Lip Luminizer in Sweet Riri. That is a holiday exclusive as well. There's the Lined and Luminized 2-piece lip set, which is $32.50. These are all in Canadian prices, by the way. I didn't disclose that, but either way, $32.50 Canadian with a $42 value. The lip liner is in Riri, which is a pre-existing shade. The new holographic purple shade though is called Grape Splash. It looks really beautiful. Then there's the Gloss Bomb Stacks Layered Lip Luminizer. This is $32.50 as well. This is in Unicorn Blizzard, which I'm pretty sure she released like a few months ago and it was limited edition. This is where I was skeptical about the 3-layered thing because you can't tell me that the white and the violet and the blue are going to mix well together. Like it's just going to make this like weird grayish shade. So that's why I was skeptical. But anyways, then the Gloss Bomb Vault. This is the one that everyone always looks forward to. It is $202 Canadian with a $240 value. The new exclusive shades are Golden Honey, Taffy Tease, and Pretty Please. Everything else, oh no, then the Gloss Bomb Stick, High Shine Gloss Stick, the new exclusive shade is Burgundy Bang. So you have 4 new shades. The 6 other shades are pre-existing shades already. You have the Fenty Finest 3-piece Face and Eye Lip Kit, $47 with a $60 value. All pre-existing products in that one. There's the Glow and Extra 2-piece lip set, also pre-existing shades. You have the Rich Curls 3-piece Curl Defining Routine, $67 with a $63 value. You have the Edgy Ones 2-piece Edge Styling Set for $38. You have the Hydrated and Hot Ones Leave-In Conditioner and Heat Protectant Duo, which is $53 with a $49 value. And I think there was 3 Fenty Eau de Parfum sets, which range from $57 to $189. $60. So those are all the products in the collection. I did not include her advent calendar because she just launched that and it's not on her website yet. I literally just talked about it though in my recent episode of the Beauty Brief, so I'll have that linked. You can go and check it out, but I'm not going to include that in today's grading. Okay, now our first category of grading is packaging and creativity. Now the thing about Fenty Beauty is they never really do anything elaborate. They'll usually zhuzh up the unicarton that the products come in, but the actual products itself have no like holiday theme or exclusive theme to them, like nothing really to set them apart. It's just like the standard Fenty packaging, same colors, same everything. It's just the actual unicarton that is on theme. That being said though, the unicartons are always really, really cute. It's always like a very glamorous like Fenty spin on holiday festive packaging. The unicartons themselves are this dark color with like fluorescent neon pink details throughout. Really beautiful and a really elevated version of Fenty Beauty. I really like it. It's nothing that like blew my socks off though, so I'm gonna give it a C+. Okay, our next category is shade/formula variety, which for Fenty Beauty, they do lean a lot into the gloss bombs. That's one of their best-selling products, so why not? Plus, it's easy to do for the holidays, and I feel like lip products in particular are always really easy to buy for people. So if that's already one of your best-selling products, sure, lean into that more. The other products, you obviously have their body butters, which always make a really good gift. You have a kit which comes with their highlighter and their mascara in it. I like that they did some hair kits. I like that they did a skincare set. There is a lot of variety of products, which I do really, really appreciate. I do feel like they handled it well with how many limited edition shades versus like original pre-existing shades they had. Sometimes it can feel like there's too much limited edition because as a beauty lover, I love limited edition. That's what I want in my holiday kits. But when you think about buying a gift for somebody and you buy them a limited edition shade, let's say they run out of that product, they go to repurchase it, and then they figure out that they can never buy it again. You know what I mean? So you kind of want something which is like a really good renowned shade that they can go back to and buy again over and over. But as for true innovation when it comes to new formulas or anything like that, they really didn't venture too far. I think it's okay. I think it's fair. I'm going to give it a B-. Okay, moving on to price and value, which running through the value of those kits earlier, if you recall, there wasn't a huge margin between the numbers. $60 with a $65 value, you know, like not totally savings alert. It is one of those things where with holiday sets, we're looking for the value for money. Because as a consumer, you usually look at those gift sets and you think, there's like one shade I might not use. So if there already isn't good value on the gift set, you're just going to go buy those products individually, and the value sets and the gift sets are a bit redundant. I also think for brands, aside from having the gift buying element, there's a huge factor when it comes to these gift sets and value sets that so many consumers are going to buy them to try out different products. That's a huge thing for me. I'm able to buy this gift set so I can try out 4 different products that are mini size to really get a grasp of all those products, and I don't have to buy them individually and spend excess money on them. It's usually pretty much why I buy gift sets, is because I want to try a lot of products at like a decent price. So looking at the Fenty Beauty ones, there's not a lot where I'm like, ooh, yeah, definitely gonna get this one. But looking at the value for money, it's just not really amazing. I will say though, the price point alone, especially for the gloss bombs, are quite good for Fenty Beauty. Yes, it can feel a little bit expensive, but you are getting good bang for your buck. Fenty Beauty on average tends to have the most amount of product. For gloss bombs, you get so much product in comparison to a lot of other lip products on the market. You're literally getting like double. So I always appreciate them for that, and that's definitely something that I take into consideration. So I'm still gonna grade them at a decent grade. I'm gonna give them a B+. I think Fenty Beauty price point is always on par. Okay, our next category is theme execution/festivity, which let's just say it how it is. This isn't screaming like holiday time. For me personally, I don't need holiday collections to be like, here's your holiday collection, Merry Christmas. Like I don't need Christmas in my face, although I do love it because I love Christmas. However, I like a happy medium, and I just feel like with Fenty Beauty, they kind of always play it very like safe. I don't want to say safe, but they just never really want to dive fully into the holiday thing, which I can understand and I can respect from a brand, but it's just always like Fenty Beauty with like a tiny little bit of a glow up. So I'm going to mark them the same as packaging/creativity with a C+. Moving on to our next category, which is gifting potential, which I think we can all look at Fenty Beauty and agree that you look at Fenty Beauty and think, yeah, that makes a really good gift. There's a lot of good variety of products, a lot of products that people would really, really like. Say what you will about being lipped out. Yes, we have so many lippies on the market, but the Gloss Bomb is one of the best on the market. So the Gloss Bomb Bomb Trio makes such a good gift. The Gloss Bomb Vault makes such a good gift. All the little lip kits, the lip mask kit make really good stocking stuffers. There's the skincare kit, the hair kit, the perfume kits, the body butters, like a lot of just really good gifts. How many more times can I say gift? Let's just say it how it is. Let's grade it at an A-. Okay, our last category to grade for Fenty Beauty is hype factor / desirability, which packaging, creativity, festivity vibes, it doesn't have that hype factor. Point blank, that's just how I feel. But what they lack there, they make up for in the fact that they bring out really good limited edition shades, really good limited edition scents like the body butters that people are so hyped up about. So for that reason alone, I'm going to put them at a B+. So averaging it out, our final grade for Fenty Beauty is a B on the dot, which I feel like reflects them pretty well. They're one of those brands that doesn't really lean into the holiday vibes. They're not really going for that sort of hype. They're just literally going for good gifts, which at the end of the day with the holiday times, that's what you want. Okay, moving on to Hourglass. Now, obviously they always come out with the ambient lighting palette. They always have. I feel like they always will. That's all they come out with at the holiday times, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Now, this is like a cult classic product. They always come out with 3 shades, or now they always come out with them, which I still feel like they could use like one more, but that's just me personally. Anyways, say what you want about the ambient lighting palette. Like it gets a bit boring sometimes, some years, but it's a good palette. Like I have my ambient blush palette. I've used that for years. I just look at it and I think Hourglass knows what they can do and they just do it. So they have 3 different ambient lighting palettes, 3 different color stories, and 3 completely different artworks on the outside of them. They teamed up with a tattooist for this by the name of Sasha Unisex, and they are really, really beautiful. But I said in my beauty brief episode when talking about this launch that I wasn't like really gravitated towards the artwork, which is kind of one of the downfalls with the ambient lighting palettes is you have a year where you don't really resonate with the artwork. So if you don't know, every single year they do different artwork. They team up with a different artist, which I really appreciate. But yeah, it's just like you have years where you don't resonate with it. Unfortunately for me, this was a year where I didn't resonate with it. Either way, the first one is Deer and it contains 3 brand new shades. The second one is Swan, which contains 4 new shades. And the last one is Fox, which has 5 new shades. All really beautiful. I really like each different color story. Like I said, though, I do feel like still they could use one more palette. Let me know what you think. Anyways, getting into the grading, we have our first category, which is packaging and creativity. Now, right off the bat, it is quite high. Even though I don't resonate with the artwork, I always look at the Hourglass palettes every single year. I'm always so excited to see them, find out what they came up with, and they are always really, really beautiful. So the artwork, yes. The actual packaging of the palette is always really, really nice. Hourglass packaging is genuinely top tier. Yes, it's a luxury beauty brand, so I expect it to be top tier, but even amongst all the other luxury beauty brands, I'm always like, wow, like this is just so good. So the creativity in the packaging is solid. I'm going to give it an A. Okay, moving on to the shade / formula variety. Now, right off the bat, the formula variety with this collection is like non-existent because they do the same thing every single year. So we'll just get that right out of the way. Now, when it comes to the shades, this is where Hourglass kind of like stirs the pot a little bit. The thing about the ambient lighting palettes is you go through them relatively slowly. So the likelihood of you buying a new one every single year out of necessity is quite slim, in all honesty. People are buying it because they want to buy it. And what tends to happen is there are a lot of repeat shades. Obviously, I mentioned there are some new shades in all of the palettes, but that's just the thing. There are only some new shades. Every single year, there is always repeat shades. So as a beauty lover who's always looking at these to purchase them, that's something that you're taking into consideration. So for that reason, for shade / formula innovation, I'm going to give them a C on the dot. Okay, moving on to price and value. Now, I am of the mindset that I have always thought the Hourglass lighting palettes are always really good value for money because listen, you're getting 6 individual shades. Yes, it's expensive, but you're also getting that exclusive artwork factor to it. It feels luxury. It feels limited edition. It feels like this one-of-a-kind thing that you can have in your collection and just look at and have on display, and it's going to be beautiful. And like I said, you're getting 6 different shades, which would be cheaper to buy the lighting palette than those 6 shades individually. Yes, the sizing can be different from a full size to what comes in the actual palette. The thing is you get so much product still. That's what people don't think about. It takes me so long to go through the full size Hourglass powders, and that's with me using them like every single time I go to do my makeup. So like I said, I've always been of the mindset that the Hourglass palettes, given the limited edition aspect, the artwork, the variety of shades at the price that you get it, is always really good value for money. So I'm going to give it a solid B+. Moving on to theme execution / festivity. Now the festivity factor is kind of similar to Fenty Beauty, where they kind of just like do their own thing. It's not necessarily like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, here's Christmas. They pick kind of a winter-esque theme. This year, obviously, you have that animal inspiration. It's very, very beautiful. And they just kind of roll with it. Hourglass is like, we create the holiday theme. And I'm like, okay, you go, girl. I really like it. And I think the art aspect of it really makes up for the lack of like Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? It just always feels like the holidays because that's what you associate with the holidays, the Hourglass artwork. So every time I get to the holidays, I look forward to looking at it and it makes me feel festive. They've stamped what they're doing in the beauty world so aggressively that their own theme and what they've done consistently makes it feel festive, if that makes sense. So I am going to give them theme execution a B+. Okay, moving on to gifting potential. Right off the bat, right out of the gate, I'm going to give them a solid A-. I think the Hourglass lighting palettes make such a good gift. Good for people who absolutely love makeup, people who kind of like dabble in the makeup world a little bit, but it's just a really beautiful, like one of a kind, unique gift. It has that limited edition aspect. It has the art on it. So it's giving that like wow factor. And it always is like really, really beautiful art. It's not just like, wow, look at these like sparkles on the packaging or these like bows or this like little squiggly line. It's like this beautiful piece of art. I just think it's always a good gift. It's a solid A-. Moving on to hype factor / desirability. Now, I do think the Hourglass hype factor is there. Like I said, they've stamped themselves so hard in the holiday world that every beauty lover looks forward to this time of year every single year. What are they going to come out with? What is the artwork going to be this year? Who are they teaming up with to create the artwork? People really look forward to that aspect of it. I do feel like what they lack in is the desirability of it, because a lot of the beauty lovers have gotten on the bandwagon of they come out with the same shades. It's the same thing, but different. You know what I mean? So the desirability on that aspect is they're losing us. They just so happen to be keeping us with the artwork, but the color story thing, they really need to sort out. The desirability there is like losing itself. So it needs to be something that, yeah, it's not only beautiful, but it's going to fit into our makeup collection and something that we don't already have. So with those two things into consideration, I'm going to give them a solid B-. Okay, averaging out the grade for each category, Hourglass comes out with a final grade of a B, the same as Fenty Beauty. I'm like, are we going to end up with B's across the board? I don't know. But I feel like that makes sense. I do love Hourglass. It's one of my favorite luxury beauty brands of all time. It's a love-hate, the ambient lighting palettes. I'll be completely honest. Okay, our last collection for today's video, we have Summer Fridays, which they keep it very, very simple. They come out with like 3 gift sets, which I'm like, I appreciate it. I trust it. They know what they do and they just go for it. So first up, running through their products, they have the Dewy Pink set, which is $52 with a $72 value. The pink set features their award-winning moisturizer, buttery lip care in pink sugar, and a full-size blush in pink sunset. I just talked about their pink lip trio in my last episode of the Beauty Brief, and I was like, yes, the pinks are overdone. It made me LOL because somebody commented on my video being like, if I see one more pink lip set, I'm going to scream. Summer Fridays is just like, hey girl, what's up? It's a good gift. Like, this is a lovely, lovely gift. Their next set is the Holiday Trio set with the lip butter balm in hot cocoa and toasted marshmallows. And this is $64 with a $98 value. It also includes a mini version of their jet lag mask. The last set is the Lip Butter Bombs Mini, which is $34. They don't have any value there, or they didn't list it. The holiday set includes 4 different lip butter bombs in vanilla beige, pink guava, cherry, and sweet mint. So getting into our grade breakdown, we have packaging creativity to start us out with, which It's like, it's all right. The only one that really has some like theming to it and some creativity and some like exclusive packaging is the holiday trio set with the lip butter balm and hot cocoa, toasted marshmallow, and the mini jet lag mask. The other two are just like sets. Like there's no like distinct holiday packaging or some like creativity there. Same thing as Fenty Beauty. The actual products themselves don't have any like distinct differences. Okay, wait, just kidding. I totally lied. The two lip butter balms in the holiday trio set, so toasted marshmallow and hot cocoa, have like a gold font to them instead of the traditional white font. The unit cartons aren't very different. The packaging's not very different. It's just the same old, same old. Regardless, packaging and creativity, it gets a C+. Moving on to shade / formula variety. Now, right off the bat, there is really no variety when it comes to formulas. You literally have all of the lip butter balms, and then you have a moisturizer and a blush. Those are the only other products included in the gift sets. They haven't really like leaned into anything else, branched out into anything else, which is kind of interesting because I feel like sometimes with brands, they want to try and showcase some new products, maybe some products that don't get as much love. So people will like try them out, fall in love with it, and then purchase them. But they just kind of like lean into their best sellers, and that's that. Obviously, for shade innovation or variety, you have the two limited edition flavors of hot cocoa and toasted marshmallow, very holiday themed, but also just sound very like lush. But other than those two, the lip balm mini set are all pre-existing shades. There's nothing else which is innovative to this. So they're also getting a C+ for shade and formula innovation. Okay, moving on to price and value. Now, everything price-wise and value-wise is really good other than the lip butter minis set. That was one of those products that I looked at last year, and it was again around that $34 mark. And I was like, ooh, this is a really good way to like try out some new shades, see what I like, and then kind of go from there. Once I actually saw it in person, I literally gasped when I saw it because I didn't realize how many they are. You are genuinely getting like 10 uses out of that. It's just like when you look at the full size product versus the mini set, I'm like, you may as well just buy the mini set. Like it's mini, like you're kind of taking the piss a little bit when it comes to a mini. But the other two sets have really, really good value. There's $64 with a $98 value. The dewy pink set is $52 with a $72 value. Like very, very good value. I'm very impressed for that. But weighing out the mini set with the other two sets, I'm going to give them a B. Okay, moving on to theme execution / festivity. Now, other than the gold font on the two limited edition lip butter balms, there's like literally nothing festive about this. Let's just keep it completely real. Oh, and I guess the actual like flavors of the two lip butter balms, hot cocoa, toasted marshmallow, very festive. Love that. I just wish we could have gotten a little bit more of that in the other sets. I feel like the minis set wouldn't be so bad if they had the two limited edition shades in there. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I just, whatever. That mini set is really bothering me. But yeah, there's not a lot of other like glitz and glams when it comes to like the festiveness of this, you know, and the theme execution. It's a solid C-. Okay, moving on to gifting potential. Now, this is where they come in hot because it's like, it makes a good ass gift. Good value for money. Good products that a lot of people would really, really like. I have no other notes. It is a solid A-. Okay, the last category for Summer Fridays, we have hype factor / desirability, which let's just be real, like when it comes to the hype factor amongst the beauty community, you look at this and you're just like, yay. You know, the gifting potential, great. The girlies are going to love it. I'm going to love it. I want to eat this up. But the hype factor of it, it's just not there. They're just sticking to what they know. They're sticking to what people like. They want to just do the damn thing, get in, get out, and that's fine. Sure, do it. But therefore you get a D+. I said what I said. Okay, so averaging out all of those categories, Summer Fridays gets a final grade of a C+, which I do really agree with. And it's so funny because it's one of those things where all of the categories taken into consideration, yes, they get a C+, but genuinely, if I got that holiday trio for Christmas, I would be so happy. Okay, guys, that is it for today's episode. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed today's video. I only did the 3 collections, but in future videos, I can definitely do more if that's something that you enjoyed. There's plenty more holiday collections that have been launched and teased and leaked for that matter. So there's plenty to dive into. So be sure to let me know if you want more videos of us grading holiday collections together and just spilling all the tea on them, really. I hope you enjoyed today's bonus episode. If you did, be sure to like it, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future episodes and bonus episodes now. Without further ado, I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you in next week's episode. Bye, guys.